Hi, I'm Brittany Powers, and this is my introduction video for AEP 858. Let's talk about me. I am from Kentucky originally, and I've been living in Kansas City for the last 8 years. It's truly become my home, away from home. For 6 of those years, I've been married to my husband, Bob. He's wonderful. And I am a dog mom to my little corgi, whose name is Archie. I love to learn. It's one of the most important things in my life. I think it's why I became a teacher, because learning and being teachable is so important to me. And I'm always aiming to just be present with the people in my world. My reason for that is because I really long to have an impact, whether it's my career and like the people that I'm working with or the students that I'm teaching, or whether it's my friendships or my family members. I just truly long to have an impact. I am a teacher. I teach first grade, and this is my second year teaching, and I'm in the Blue Valley School District. Here's a little bit about some of my personal goals and my purpose for choosing those. So my goals in education include completing my master's degree in educational leadership. After that, I hope to complete my doctorate in education philosophy and leadership at KU. In my career, I would love to teach in elementary school for years to come. I hope to just stay there, gain experience, and learn as much as I possibly can. Also, I just really enjoy teaching. I'm having a ton of fun doing what I do right now. In the future, however, I hope to become a school principal one day. My wildest and craziest dream would be to build an early childhood school of my own. My reason for choosing the field of education is because my life was profoundly changed by a teacher when I was in 5th grade. I always wanted to impact someone else and inspire others in the way that she inspired me. The idea that I could help teachers do this for children inspired me to seek out a degree in leadership. Next, we're going to transition and talk about analyzing and utilizing data and my understandings of those concepts. So we'll talk about the process that my school uses for these things. At my school, teachers give beginning, mid-year, and end-of-year tests to collect reading data. We use something called Acadience, and it just takes a look at phonics abilities, phonemic awareness, and reading comprehension. We also implement MAP testing at the beginning and end of the year for 2nd through 5th grade. What we do with both of those tests and the scores that we get from them is we help identify like low readers or students who need reading support and students who need math support, and we recommend that those students join intervention groups. It also helps teachers plan how to provide in-class intervention. My take on all of this is Wolf Springs does a great job at utilizing reading assessments and being proactive about that data and making decisions. However, I would say we almost do too much in the area of reading, and I think it's because over the past several years there's been a change in my district and in the state of Kansas about how reading has to be taught, and it's because there were so many struggling readers. And because of that, my school is very data focused, and last year we actually calculated how many days of the school year we had to spend testing students on reading, and it was a third of the year that we gave up our reading rotations to test students instead of teaching them. And so while we recognize that it's important, it almost felt like a little bit too much. In the area of math, though, we don't have any resources to really assess students outside of MAP tests, and we don't give MAP tests in kindergarten or 1st grade, so I do believe we could be doing more in the area of math. Next, I'll talk about my own ability to utilize data. To be honest, this is an area where I know I have room to grow. I know the importance and I understand how important it is to utilize data, but sometimes I just end up being more directed by time constraints when I'm looking ahead. And I would like to know how to better utilize data to ensure that my students are mastering content. But I want to figure out how to balance that while also being sensitive to timeframes and making sure that I'm covering all the standards that I'm expected to throughout the course of the school year. I would also like to learn more about the difference between qualitative and quantitative assessments, as well as how to identify what makes an assessment quality and how do we know that the data is an accurate reflection of a student's ability and understanding. My plan for growth in this area is, put simply, to ask more questions. I want to seek advice and feedback from my colleagues, principal, and instructional design coach. I also do plan to research and spend some time reading to increase my understanding in the area of qualitative and quantitative data. And for my next 2 units that I plan in first grade, for math and reading, I do plan to utilize test scores, pre-test scores, before I plan anything, and I'll use that data to inform my decision making. If it turns out that students need concepts retaught, then I'll revisit those before moving forward to anything else. I will try to prioritize mastery instead of time frames and keeping up with other classes. That's a little about me and what I hope to gain from this course, and I'm really excited to learn with you guys. Let's do this.